So here's our 1990 Toyota Odyssey 4x4 that we picked up. It's in pretty good shape considering the year. We've been trying to find one for a long time, trying to find some type of project to start working on. And we wanted a 4x4. We wanted to be able to stand up in it. Somewhat decent gas mileage. We found this in our home state of Florida, about 5 hours away, and bought it pretty quick. We're doing a full rebuild on it. I'm still learning to use this camera gimbal, so I'm trying to make the video smooth. It's in pretty good shape. It's got some water rot inside like most of them do. You can see right around here where the cab bed section is sagging. We're going to be putting a new roof, all new siding. It's got some water damage in the back end from stuff like this. It's just inviting plenty of water in. This. So we're just kind of ripping it apart and going at it. It's built on a 1990 or 1989 Toyota half-ton chassis, 4x4, factory 4x4. From the research we've done and seen online, a few people have said they think there was only like less than 10 of these made with the four-wheel drive on the V6 chassis. It runs good. I know the 3.0 isn't as desirable as some of the other Toyota motors or known to be as amazing as, say, the 22RE. But my last Toyota camper was the 22RE, and I did a full rebuild on that. I built the whole engine and everything. And it did kick butt, and it cranked along all day with, 5,000 pounds of camper or whatever on it. But it was definitely pushed to its limits, and I had a motorcycle on the rear on a hitch hauler. And by the time you put all that together with all the camping gear and going up hills when you get out in the mountains, the motor was definitely at its max. And that was shown when I attempted to drive it up Pikes Peak. And about halfway up, I ran out of power with the throttle to the floor. And the truck was not moving, and it was snowing and raining and very steep and very sketchy. And I knew then that I wouldn't be able to do another 4-cylinder for the type of stuff I'm using this, as far as camping and driving as much as I am, and carrying a motorcycle on the back of it, adding a lot of weight. That's like 400 pounds over the rear axle just from the bike and the hitch hauler alone. So we found this one. It runs great. It's got nice power compared to the 22RE. I don't know if we'll end up keeping this engine or what. It's only got 100, let's see, I don't remember what it was. 120,000 on it, and I believe it because it's pretty damn clean. So we're gonna just kind of drive it. We're doing a tune-up on it, all the normal stuff, and we'll cruise on it for a while and see how it does. Once we're done with the camper build on it, we'll probably take it up north to some mountains and see how it feels on the hills. I know a lot of people like to do the 3.4 swap in these, but some people have said that the power difference isn't great enough to justify the work and the cost of the engine swap. So we'll see. We've considered that, or even putting like a small block in it or something, but considering it runs pretty well, we're just going to keep it as is for now and start driving it, see how we like her. So we bought it in Fort Lauderdale. It made the drive home pretty decent. It needed some engine work. It stalled out on us after about 2.5 hours of straight cruising. I'm not sure if it was a heat saturation issue or what it was, but we let it sit for a few and then it started back up and we were cranking along again. I did a cap and rotor replacement on it, and the cap that was in it, the distributor cap, was really rusty inside, and one of the bolts was not in the cap, so water was definitely getting inside of the distributor, which could definitely contribute to the issues. Oh yeah, we also have the sweet awning up there, which I did open, and the fabric's in great condition, but the height of the truck with no way to get up there, it's pretty funny, I'm sure, to watch me try to open that thing by myself, because you have to like pull on a string here, which would definitely be easier to do if I had like a stick with a hook on it and grab it and you unlatch it and then the two legs fall out and then you pull it out and you hook the legs in here and that guy there if you want the legs on the truck in the wind, or if it's not windy you can put the legs straight to the ground, you know, this ground, that thing. So now we'll show you the inside of the truck. Let's start by saying when we drove it home and bought it, the full interior was there. The whole camper was there. It had a few modifications on it, but we're not about to be living in a house that, what did we find? Three mice now? Four rats. We found some nests. We found some other questionable stuff. We had some bottles hidden on the refrigerator that were, I don't know.
Very questionable.
I don't know. We were careful. So anyways, going into the truck now, the last 2 days we didn't really get any video of the interior because we were so excited to start working on it that we didn't do an interior video or photos before we started ripping the thing apart. So I'll just do a quick walkthrough. Yeah, she's naked right now. But here you had, right when you walk in here on the floor, was your giant refrigerator that basically went all the way to the ceiling. And that was a pain in the butt because between that there and then the bathroom was right here. You had your tub here. There's where your tub drained. And then your toilet here. And then your wall. It was like a really skinny gap to fit in between the refrigerator and the bathroom where I literally, like, my shoulders were hitting as I walked in. And that was not cool. So we knew we were going to do away with the refrigerator and do something else. And the goal is to have basically just a countertop here and maybe only a small portion of something going to the ceiling for the structural integrity of the vehicle. But it'll be very nice now walking in and just having a clear open view of this entire side of the truck, because having the fridge there in the bathroom over here made the truck feel very small. And when you're sitting in the bed or the booth back here, you couldn't see all the front of the vehicle. You're just looking at the side of a fridge and the skinny little walkway. So it has the rear dinette here, which we are keeping, and we're basically going to be starting our entire build from the rear dinette as far as having measurements to go from and whatnot. This is obviously your generator box, which is going to be staying. I'm going to be insulating it better for sound and heat and whatnot. As you can see, the refrigerator is still in here because it is so big, it does not fit through the door. So we assume that the fridge was likely put in before the construction of the truck began, or the walls or whatever. But it looks like we're probably going to have to get it out through the back window, which isn't a big deal because we're obviously pulling all the windows out of it anyways. So from when we're redoing all our siding and everything. So we knew there was some water damage when we bought the truck. The signs were obvious from outside, and let's face it, you're not going to buy a 1990 motorhome without some type of fun water damage and, you know, signs of use. So we are ready to do some work on it. Obviously, we're going to be doing a lot of work on it. As you can see, we're starting with a naked shell, and we're even going to be redoing the exterior roof and obviously the interior and all our own wiring. And we're going to be retaining the hot water and the solar we're going to put in. We're retaining the generator, blah, blah, blah. But we were glad when we stripped it apart to see that it was all actually in like excellent condition for the most part. I'm trying to get some good video here. You can see the roof is actually in really good shape. Maybe it's been worked on at some point. I don't know. There's some 2x4s back there. The most damage I can see in the rear of the vehicle as far as water is you can see that this guy here is a little dark. On this guy, these are all going to be getting replaced. I got some water at some point. And then the worst of it as far as the rear, like when I was pointing to the brake lights and all that, is down here. You can see all kinds of fun stuff has happened. There's your fuel line running in. There's your propane box, which we will be keeping. We're going to have the hot water in the furnace and stove going off of propane. We'll just be going with like one of the same Dometic coolers that everybody uses that are super efficient, and we decided we don't need giant refrigerator or anything like that. Yeah, we're gonna pretty much be doing everything. We're excited. We're gonna be eliminating, we decided, this large roof vent, which is also an emergency escape, which is actually pretty cool because you can have your standard open vent, or in the case of an emergency, or if you just want it, the whole thing opens up and it looks like it's probably like 24 inches by 14 inches. I don't know. I know the standard size like this is your 14 by 14 on this bathroom. In the front is also the large 24 by 14, I want to say it is. We are going to be keeping this one because it's going to be really awesome sleeping in here and popping that open and watching the stars go by. And plus, obviously, it's a fire escape or whatever. If the vehicle is flipped, you'll be able to crawl out of that. And then on the rear one, we are going to eliminate, like I said, that large one, and we're just going to do a standard 14-14 there and do the fantastic fan so we can have a nice exhaust and breeze going through here. We'll be getting rid of all this stuff since we don't have a fridge, blah, blah, blah. We'll be patching all these holes when we redo the siding. Yeah, I'll attach some photos to this video showing what the interior looked like before. Sorry, we didn't take any videos or pictures or anything. We were really excited to start the build and start ripping this thing apart, so I'll put the photos from the initial sale ad up in this video just to show what the inside looked like. I think we're going to be keeping this location for all the windows. The rear panoramic window is obviously amazing, and it's awesome when you're sitting down here and you're camping and you're eating dinner and looking out at awesome views out this awesome windows. And then we'll have the booth back here that we can turn into a bed, blah blah blah. So I don't know if we have much else to say. Bree?
Hi.
I guess
I don't know what to say.
Yeah, we're probably gonna put a new IC system in here because this one's old and ugly and who knows how well it works. So we'll probably get like a nice low profile system. We're gonna definitely be keeping the sweet wallpaper. Just kidding. As well as like the sex dungeon material that someone put up here. Yeah, it's like a padded cell up here. Very, very tasteful. So yeah, and there's your original that they just glued everything right on top of. Oh, and here is the worst of the water damage. Let's see if it'll show in video. You can see this is all completely rotted away, so I'm sure we're gonna have some nice rot in this wall once we get it apart and get the windows out of it. And you can see that the biggest, crappiest portion was basically, this must have all been rotted out at one point, and they thought it's a good idea to just completely cut this piece off and, spray some foam fill in there and gap it out, and you'll never know. And then you end up with a roof that is like sagging. You can, I don't know if it'll show in the video, but you can see how much it moves. Yeah, go ahead, Bree. And you can kind of see it. So we'll probably, I assume, be rebuilding this entire front cab section because we're going to have all kinds of fun stuff in these walls, most likely, from where this water rot is. Yeah, so it's going to be fun. That's it. So that's pretty much it for this video, introducing the vehicle. She's pretty awesome. We love her already.